Thank you, people, for coming back. Something strange happened and I had to shut down everything and restart. I never had that experience before, that the screen froze. So your comments kept flowing in, but the image stayed fixed on the screen. And I didn't know what to do with that. This is interesting. This is a bull here, as far as I see. But I just closed down the phone and restarted. So this is a bull. Mostly cows around here. So he's the daddy of all the calves, probably. There you see Mount Heereman, peeping up above that hill. Down below is the Mount of Beatitudes there. And there's Mount Heereman. And thank you all for coming back after an aborted attempt there. We had to interrupt the mission to restart. So let's start from now. I just asked a question earlier before I shut down. What do you want? And I thought it was kind of funny because as soon as the screen froze on me, I had to say, okay, now what I want is to get a connection. I need a connection right now. And I'm not sure what happened on your end of the screen. If you continue seeing a normal sunrise and some motion, and I flipped it around 2 or 3 times to a selfie mode, thinking I could jerk it back into action, but nothing was happening, so I just disconnected and restarted. So here we are. But the question still stands, what do you want? And I'm not sure if you have read the readings for today already. I think this sunrise stroll and chat group here of the Magdala family, you know, there's Magdala, nice view of Magdala from here. Little white house, Duke and Altum, the guest house hotel, the archaeological site, and all of you, Magdala family. So I think you're here a lot, many of you, and I thank you for your comments of appreciation. And I think because you're constant, then there's a reason. I mean, this is not showbiz. Sometimes there's a little sensational thing. There's a lot of natural beauty, like these caper flowers. These ones are a little bit more buried here. And the bees, we got 2 of them down here. And I was wondering if you had read the readings today or not. Because if you're ahead of the game and you read the readings, it's very easy. All you have to do is to go to the readings link when you, maybe before you go to sleep or when you get up in the morning. You can see the new readings link after you see this unit for today. And then you can just click on the reading to the next day, and then you have the readings for the next day. There might be some variant for some reason, but we'll get used to that and we'll get to know how to expect typically in the variants. But you can read the reading the next day, or ahead of the game, and you can be getting into this contemplation yourself. I won't be here always, you know. Moves on generation to generation. And it's good to be growing oneself in this desire and thirst for deeper contemplation. And today's readings are really about that. It's amazing. Today's readings are about this desire and thirst for contemplation. Here we got a nice view of these guys. We're looking from the sunny side. That bee went away, it wanted privacy. It's caper plants. So you go ahead and do the readings a day ahead and enter the contemplation early. And then we'll be surprised what the Lord will do through that, you know. The lake is very calm today. I want to stop here a little bit for a moment, maybe more than a moment. I'm going to look at the readings together. And you see how splendid they are for today. And for this whole activity that we do every morning, I find these readings today incredibly appropriate for us as kind of identity texts. And they were one of the first ones written at least 2,200 years ago, more or less. And then the second one, the gospel reading, well, the psalm is probably even much older. And then the gospel reading is, well, it's like a 2,000-year-old story, basically. So now I will recall God's works. What I have seen, I will describe. Recalling God's works, what I have seen, I will describe. At God's word were his works brought into being. They do his will, and as he has ordained for them. As the rising sun is clear to all. I wonder if any of us have ever seen so many sunrises in a year in our lives before this exercise, you know. As the rising sun is clear to all. So the glory of the Lord fills all his works. Yet, even God's holy ones must fail in recounting the wonders of the Lord. Though God has given these, his hosts, the strength to stand firm before his glory, he plumbs the depths and penetrates the heart. And this is our experience. This is when contemplation is going on, contemplating God's works, and our heart is deeply touched. Their innermost being he understands. The Most High possesses all knowledge and sees from of old the things that are to come. Perennial is his mighty wisdom. How beautiful are all his works. Even the spark. I don't think we've ever captured a spark on our sunrise stroll and chat. But think about a spark at a fireside, or the spark in the combustion engine to get the process going. The spark. Even to the spark and fleeting vision, a falling star. A fleeting vision, a crack of lightning. Or even a moment of nature like that bee in a moment and then they're gone. A fleeting vision. The universe lives and abides forever. To meet each need, each creature is preserved. The interrelatedness of all the creatures. Just imagine here, even in these cow patties here on the ground, you know, there's so much going on down there with little creatures processing these cow patties. And there's one right here at my feet also, but there's one back here that's easier for you to see there at the stones, you know. And there's so much going on there. And actually this one is already shredded because then there are other critters that come along looking for the little insects and maggots. And it's all being processed. And then there's fertilizer for the growth of the plants. And then others eat the fruits of the plants. And we go back here to the book of Sirach. And we have this wisdom. Each creature is preserved. All of them differ. Like bees and birds and fish and cattle and wild boar and jackals. All of them differ one from another, and yet none of them has he made in vain. For each in turn as it comes is good. Can one ever see enough of their splendor? Can one ever see enough of their splendor? You remember these late bloomers and they're all green now and everything else is withered. Don't despise the late bloomers. They're the only ones that are green now and everything else is brown. And this was a carpet of color 3 months ago and the late bloomers were totally leafless. Zero green, just dry wood. Can one ever see enough of their splendor? And then we have Psalm 33. By the word of the Lord the heavens were made. The sun is 93 million miles away from here. And last night we had a full moon. I wonder if it's gone. I didn't look. I don't see it now. It's very bright with the sun, so we might have had it earlier. Although it was up early. Here it was up at 8 o'clock. Or just after 8, about 10 past 8. So we might have missed it. If I knew exactly where... Oh, I still haven't see it. No, I can't see it, but the heavens were made by his word. Give thanks to the Lord on the harp, with the 10-stringed lyre chant his praises. At the wedding here last Sunday, was it Sunday or Saturday? There was a harpist. Beautiful instrument. Give thanks to the Lord on the harp. With this 10-stringed lyre chant his praises. Sing to him a new song. Pluck the strings skillfully with shouts of gladness. And then in the gospel, we have this fellow in Jericho, and he's crying out, "Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me." And Jesus asks, "What do you want of me? What do you want?" Imagine that gaze, like a little child crying, maybe 3 months old, and mom is over there and wondering what the child needs. Picking the child up in their arms, they're crying. Those eyes are longing for something, and mom is trying to figure out what the child needs. Just a change of diapers, or something to eat or drink, or a different position. What do you want? What do you want? The cow is chewing the cud, for those who are not too familiar. So they have to ruminate a number of times and process and reprocess their nutrition to get the maximum benefit. There's all the work up there harvesting, so she's in the eating process, as are others across the hills here. You see, you have more over there. But this lady is down here and she's chewing the cud. And she needs to take time, because not just about all the external that's brought in, what's inside has to be processed. We need to do that as well. What do you want? What do you want? And when Jesus asks you that question, there's a great ticket there, and you got a shot to answer. That I may see, that I may learn to contemplate, that I may open my eyes and see and behold the wonder and gaze. Lord, that I may see, open my eyes. And people here were just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Even the mystics. Thomas Aquinas, the extraordinarily brilliant theologian, before he died, he said, "Burn all my books." Because he was entering into the vision of glory. Lord, that I may see. Hey people, thank you for joining. God bless you. See you later, alligators. Tomorrow, the women's encounter is starting, so make sure you have the connections. Just go on the Magdala page to sign up and register there if you're not able to come here and be a participant. So God bless you. See you later.